everybody's totally emotionally charged with all of this. But then a couple of weeks are going to pass, and they're going to be like, wow, that day is no different from the freaking last month or 2 months ago. I wake up, go to work, got to do everything I got to do, and have it the way I had it.
Absolutely.
It's not like the world is coming to an end, as people say. I'm like, no, that's just so much bad energy that they put out there that people get sucked up into it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a wonder that, a man like Trump came along out of nowhere and actually did this. But then that just lets you know what kind of energy people are using to make things happen. And he made it happen with or without us liking it.
Yeah.
We're supporting it. Somebody out there is supporting that. And the rest of the world is thinking like, oh my God, this is going to be not good. But they don't know that yet.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going to happen. I do know what's going to happen for myself and other people. I got to wake up and just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't stop. Yeah, you can't stop who you are or do what you're doing, or nothing's going to get done. I mean, you got to still pay your bills. You still got to eat. You just got to do your own thing. So, you got to love. You got to go out there and love and be loved. You can't put all this hate because of somebody else is out there doing something. It's like, well, there's nothing you can't convince all those people that voted for him. Yeah.
But you can convince is like, well, hey, this is how I want to feel, and hope you guys are with me, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah. So don't stop being who you are just because you don't like this person. I mean, I'm looking at these riots, thinking, is it really going to change anything? I mean, is it really going to do anything? I mean, I'm great you guys are protesting. I am happy that you guys are actually doing what you believe in. But, I don't know. I'm okay, I'll stop talking now.
We went from from punk politics.
We did, but, just like that.
Sometimes they mix together. Sometimes they mix, but in this case, they kind of is just crazier than that happened yesterday. But that was expected. Somebody had to win and somebody had to lose. So
right.
It shouldn't be that big of a surprise.
Yeah.
When people just look at a person's character and how they went about it, and it's just so left field that nobody even believed that it would happen, and then it happened. So.
Right. And
it's a good lesson. I mean, that kind of stuff could happen with anybody. It could happen with something a lot more positive too. Like somebody could just get involved because this happened, because they don't like the way it turned out and they want to see something better, and then a few years down the road, then everything changes and things get better just because they took a step.
Yeah, for sure.
The positive thing about this whole event, whether it's about Hillary and Trump or vice versa, is that they both did what they were believing in, and especially him, and he made it happen some kind of way. Whatever efforts that was behind this whole thing, it happened. Whether there's no way of telling how, but it just, all I do is the end result. That, hey, somebody went after something and they made it happen, which can set an example of anything in life. When you want something in life, you go and do it against no matter what everybody else is out there thinking. Because if you keep thinking what they're thinking, it's not going to happen.
Right.
With the radio show that you guys are producing and how forward you want to go, you have to believe that, hey, we're going to get a lot more listeners and supporters, and people are going to do this, and we're giving them really cool information about all kind of topics in life: music, arts, fashion, politics, love, everything. Universe, spaceships, aliens, doesn't matter. Wow, every week is something great, and they're talking about it, and it's cool, and it's keeping our audience entertained, and we're entertaining them.
Right.
And I'm sharing the same stage you guys are with music and fashion and all of these things, So can't please everybody, but as long as we're pleasing somebody.
Exactly. I totally agree. I mean, now, speaking of aliens, we're going to have an alien show on our 51 episode. It's Spider's idea.
That's why he got all kind of quiet. He was like, oh, hell yeah, that's my topic right there.
That's right. I was waiting for the build-up, for the cue and the theme song.
Yes, someone told us that he reminds me of us as Scully and Mulder, and so we're going to have an Alien X-Files thing on episode 51. So for Area 51, so it should be fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyway, speaking of feedback in the podcast. Yesterday I kind of like got onto some of my friends on my well, you might have seen it, I don't know. On my personal one, I kind of like got onto them. I was like, dude, people. I mean, I'm constantly talking about the podcast. I'm constantly telling, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. I wish this happened and this all happened, and I get ignored. I get snowballed. I get subject change. I'm just like, what the bloody hell? Is that what that? So I basically had enough. And I call them, when are you going to get your thick heads to know that this is actually a reality? I'm not going to give up on this thing. I'm, da-da-da. And so my friends are like, well, you shouldn't call your listeners, fans, whatever, thick heads. It might be. Dude, I'm calling people who are not getting it, that this is not going away. We're actually going to make this happen. If you're on this bandwagon or not, it's going to happen. And so, luckily, me and Marjorie was out there chatting it up about it, and so we got a few followers following us as today. So, rock on us for making a point, And finally, asking people, people tell me, well, it's not a cup of tea. Well, that's great. At least have some feedback. Yeah.
Well, it's like I always tell people, with anything that you like, there might be something new that you discover that you might not care for. It's either like a band or musician or a radio show or whatever. But, take a few minutes, share a link, tell your friends about it, say, hey, I wasn't really into this, but, you guys might like this here.
Yeah.
And it spreads it out a little bit. And that's a good way to spread positivity. It's just like, hey, you know what? I don't really care for this too much, but it's not like I hate it. It's just something that, while I don't like it, you guys might like it. Let me share it with you. And so everybody shares everything, and it just gets to be a little kind of nicer little place.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that's the bottom line with it. Regardless of anything, always support your friends as much as you possibly can, if you can, I mean, go for it. Go forth and prosper. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was with standing around with some friends a few days ago, and the radio station was on. I think we listened to about it for at least an hour, and within that hour, they played the exact same 5 songs over and over and over. I thought somebody was changing the radio station, and we just kept hearing the same song. But it was actually the same song on the same radio station. And I was like, wait a minute. There's thousands of great kick-ass songs out there that need to be, heard for the opportunity. It just kind of shows you, like, wow. People. I mean, if you ain't willing to explore, you're not going to know what other good music is out there, and there's lots of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's
for anything in life, everything in life, no matter what it is, music or other things. If you don't go out there and explore, you're missing out on a lot.
Oh yeah, a little bit of variety just can do a huge amount of good for somebody. I mean, all it takes is to try a new flavor of ice cream, or listen to a new band you'd never heard, or go to a different restaurant you've never been to, or just go to a different park that you've never been to. Just, you don't even have to spend any money on anything. Just do something different.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have people tell me that they don't like the select of music that I play. Well, that's because you probably don't know these musicians because they're independent musicians. They're not playing on top 40. So the only way to hear these bands is to go to these nightclubs and watch them live. Here, I'm actually doing things. Me and other independent radio shows are basically bringing independent musicians and give them airplay. So there's a reason why you may not like these people, because you don't know who they are. Give them a chance. They rock.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't rock, I wouldn't be playing you guys. I mean, think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what they did back in the old days. With the Ed Sullivan shows and those radio shows back in the 50s. Rock and roll was like Sinner's music. Anybody was listening to country and blues, and if you played rock and roll, you were considered.
You weren't allowed to gyrate your hips.
Right. And then they put this music out there, and the DJs just became complete rebels. Just like, oh my God, this guy and then they try to ban you from being a DJ again. But the Howard Sterns and all the rest of these people, they followed in their footsteps and just did things that people said, you can't do that. And they're like, well, yeah, well, watch me. And then you put that out there and you introduce them to the world of something brand new, and it became the biggest thing ever.
Yeah. I mean, I watched
because somebody took a chance.
Yeah. I watched some documentary on Howard Stern, and I understand the reason why he went the way he did. He basically got out of that that box that people want him to be what radio was, and he wasn't getting anywhere, and so he did his own thing, and he didn't hold back. And I'm proud of him for doing what he's doing, but sometimes he can be a real jerk at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as he got his fame, everybody else tried to be just like him. No, get your own style. Mm-hmm. You have to have your own style or to make it not like everybody else. And there's a few DJs out here in Seattle who try to mimic that. I'm just like, no. And I had to turn the station. I don't listen to it anymore because it sounds so much like Howard Stern. There's only one Howard Stern, and you're not him.
Right.
So, and one of my friends called BB Shea, he's an awesome DJ. He's a talk show host, and he has his own version and twist of things, and he's fabulous. I haven't listened to his show lately, but he's just very open and honest with his topics that you just want to hate and love and strangle him all at the same time. But
that's usually, what happens when you're that kind of bode.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Alrighty. All right, so you have to go. I don't want you to go, but I know you have to go. You're going to Mexico, where it's warm and sunny.
Warm and tropical, and I get to wear cargo shorts and sandals, which nobody else in the world is ever going to see. No,
I want photos. By the way, before you go, I'm going to let you know that your whole entire band is amazing. Your drummer, she is absolutely dynamite. She kicks ass. She's my hero.
That's Camille Denny.
Yeah, so. She is amazing. Wow, you go, girl. And
I taught her everything she knows.
Oh, I bet you did. All right, so this is one last song from J Ride, and this is called "When Angels Come." So tell us about this song.
Oh, that song, very special song. Actually, it's instrumental. I wrote that song and dedicated it to my little sister.
Aww.
So, yeah, that song holds a very special place with me. So, and when I really wrote the song, I had lyrics for it, but because of the emotional connection and everything, it was very hard to kind of do that with this kind of song. So I kind of just left it temporarily as an instrumental.
Okay,
it's
cool.
a beautiful piece of music, though.
All right. Here's instrumental, just instrumental. When Angels Cry from J Ride.
When Angels Come.
When Angels Come. I'm sorry. Angels Come. Here you go.